Hello everybody, welcome back to Chisme Championships. My name is Cristal, and let's go ahead and get started with the games that we have in store for us today. First, we have the Pacers against the Cavs, followed by the Thunder against the Nuggets. Now, both of these series have been very, very interesting, to say the least. First, dissecting a little bit into the Pacers and Cavs series. The first game was nearly an annihilation by the Pacers. You know, they did very, very well, held their ground, and nearly surprised the Cavaliers and the entire arena. Second game, Cavaliers came with the intensity and that energy, and they held their own up until the fourth quarter when the Pacers started to sneak back up. And what happened towards the end of the fourth? Tyrese Halliburton with a 3-point shot made right at I believe it was right at the buzzer beater, or at least there was like a second remaining. Very, very close, considering the night before, that was a night that Aaron Gordon shot the 3 to, also secure the win for the Nuggets. But since we're on the topic of the Nuggets and the Thunder, the same thing did not happen, for the Nuggets as it did for the Pacers. There's no nice way to put how game 2 went, all right? Like, there was an ass whooping. And Nuggets Nation, I understand it's very, very easy to blame the officiating. Scott Foster came back, oh shit, crazy, all that good stuff. But we cannot blame the refs for not making open shots and not getting our rebounds. Our rebounds have been a problem since the beginning of the season, and I have made a very apparent note about this. And I'm not saying that, the officiating wasn't shit either. Jokic getting fouled out in the third quarter was fucking ridiculous, don't get me wrong. However, we also need to be realistic with what the hell we saw, because that was not okay. Our Nuggets need to wake the fuck up. And I think I heard somewhere too where they said that Nuggets were resting game 2, like a lot of the pressure was mostly on OKC to come back. I get it. I absolutely get it. But to get annihilated by 43 points is ridiculous. So I just hope that they did get the rest that they needed and they fucking come back and fuck shit up. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started because I'll get way too ahead of myself. Okay, let's get started with the first quarter of the Pacers and the Cavs. All right, we have the 6 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, and the 7 of Swords. So I actually wouldn't be surprised if we saw a similar start that we did to the previous game, because I think the Cavs are really upset with how they have been treated lately. However, I still don't even see a lot of their energy. If I do, I don't see it necessarily represented in the best way. I feel like they have they feel it too. They have a big old burden that they're carrying right now, being 0-2 in the series. A series where they were favored, by the way. They are number 1 in the motherfucking East, so it's kind of insane. However, I still see the Pacers having that momentum, but it's very gradual. You're not going to see it that much in the first quarter. I believe it's going to be a slowish start on the Pacers' end. Don't be surprised if that's the case. But it's also, again, they're like preserving their energy for when the time really matters. You have the Knight of Cups, the 2 of Wands, and the 9 of Wands. Okay, we have a lot of determination, will, battle. In the same energy that I see the Pacers just kind of waiting their energy, I see the Cavaliers just putting out most of the energy. There's still a little bit of like reservedness. I do see that with like, trying to balance a certain energy, trying to make sure that you use it in the correct way. However, I also see them in this mindset where they're like, no, we gotta fucking do it now. And let's demolish them the same way the Thunder demolished the Nuggets. Like they just want to try and make a statement. I do see a completely different energy in the second quarter too. And I wonder if it's a Pacer that just starts to get hot. And I think that brings up the, memories from game 1 and 2. So it brings out more of the passion within the Cavs. But I do see Cavs, in the first half for sure. Okay, what happens after halftime? Got the 10 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords. This one's taking a minute. Wow. Finally. And the Knight of Wands. Oh, I'm wondering if someone from the Cavs, I'm getting Donovan Mitchell, really just shines out in the third quarter and almost like really stuns the Pacers in the way that it's like, oh shit, like maybe we don't have an answer for this guy this time around. I still see their energy hardcore, the Pacers, especially in a bright light, but I also see them like, again, hesitating, being like, oh my god, what is going on right now? Like, we didn't expect this energy to come out in the third quarter. And I see, again, Cavs. I see the Cavs in all, like, being prominent in all the quarters. So I don't see them backing down. I don't see this necessarily being an ass whooping to the Cavs. It's possible they give an ass whooping, but I don't see them getting their ass whooped. Maybe in the first quarter, like, it starts to look like that. However, they get their shit together in the second. Third quarter, there's a stellar player. But it's still not by much. Okay, who's taking game 3? Fourth quarter, we have the Queen of Cups. Oh, the Four of Cups. And the Wheel of the Year. I had Cavaliers energy throughout the entire game, and I don't see it at all in this fourth quarter. I definitely see the Pacers energy. And I'm wondering if they do end up losing this game, but they don't necessarily feel bad about it. Like, they are hurt, yes, you know, they are in some ways really upset. However, they still have that pride and determination, and they walk out, you know, like the life keeps going, things keep flowing, and it's not the end of it. Cool, we would have wanted a sweep, but it didn't happen. So I believe that my cards have the Cavs taking today's game. But let's get a final opinion from the Moon deck. Wow, they are not... I was about to say they're being silent. The energy is gaining momentum. Yeah, so I feel like the gaining energy that the Cavs have, they're not going to let up of their energy this time around. They're really going to keep that momentum and like just keep riding it, you know, like not getting comfortable with the fact that they might be ahead early on in the game, or the fact that maybe they come back from something, and, you know, their mindset is going to be highly tested in today's game. And I just see that with them gaining this game and the momentum, it kind of just like reignites that passion and like more motivation and desire to make this a really good series. So, cards have the Cavaliers. All right, Nuggets played tonight. Wow. First quarter between them and the Thunder. You have the Sun, the King of Cups, Jokic, and the King of Wands. Holy mother of mercy. I say Jokic because Jokic is a water sign man. When I see the, like, water element pretty prominent for the Nuggets, I think of him right away, but I also know that I believe Murray, Porter are also Pisces men. I have 2 Kings here. All right. Here are their energies. And we got the Sun right here. So I am assuming that it's going to be 2 key people. I don't know if it's from one specific team or if it's from one team each. If it's from the same team, it's Nuggets because they're older, you know. Kings represent older people. If it's 2 separate energies, then it's one, you know, key power from OKC, one key power from the Nuggets. But I am struggling to identify which one is which. And the reason being is because they both have fire, they both have passion, intensity, emotion, all of these traits. So I can't necessarily pinpoint which player it is, but it's gonna be like good basketball. I'm seeing good stuff in this first quarter versus what we saw in the last first quarter. So I think it's gonna be neck and neck, not necessarily an ass whooping on either end. Still, I see more balance. I see a lot of balance in this quarter. Okay, second quarter. 9 of Wands again. We had this one for the Cavs and the Pacers game, and in the second quarter too. Okay, we have the 9 of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the 3 of Swords. Oh, shit, law. So, remember this guy? Yeah, this guy's energy transfers to the second quarter in a way where I see heartbreak again. I see loss. I see holy shit. From a different perspective, though, with the Hanged Man being here. I believe this is OKC energy, y'all. I really do. I believe that they come in and it's almost a repetition of what happened in the previous game. I don't think it's going to be as bad as an ass whooping, but it's going to be a reminder of like, oh, this is harsh. Because I couldn't decipher them in the beginning of the quarter, it's still hard for me to determine if this is OKC. And again, I hate giving a pretty generic answer, you know, but it's very much like whichever player that comes in for their team in the first quarter is going to transition that energy into the second quarter and cause the other team to feel a sense of fuck, not again. So oh my God. We move on. Quick side note right now. I really do not want this to go past Game 6 or even to a Game 6. Because if that happens, Game 6 would be on my birthday. And for the life of me, I cannot handle that stress on that day. You know, I need to enjoy it. Oh man. It's fine. This is what it takes to be a Nuggets fan, you know. In this third quarter, we have the Three of Cups, the Lovers, and the Fool. I don't know why I got Christian out of nowhere. I am sensing better partnership. I'm also sensing a completely different energy than I did in the first half. I'm seeing a whole different mindset change. I see more people in alignment. The communication is flowing a little bit more. A partnership happening. And then I said Christian with the Fool when I saw the Fool here. I don't know why I didn't get OKC energy, considering so many of them are, you know, young bucks in this series. Yeah, I don't know if he has like a really good play. I don't know if he brings that intensity, that emotion. But I see, again, I feel like the Nuggets come back in the second half. I don't see good necessarily things happening in the second quarter for them, but I see them just really switch that shit up. And I wonder if, yeah, they were just getting the eye opener, like, this can't happen again. I don't know how the score is going to look like after the third quarter. It could be neck and neck. However, I don't see this being an ass whooping again. I don't. Okay, who is taking Game 3? We have the 10 of Cups, the 5 of Cups, and the Ace of Pentacles. I think the Nuggets win. It could be a hard win, though. One where they're not comfortable yet. One that's really like, takes a lot of mental strain on certain people. It could also be a hard loss for the Thunder. So the reason why I'm getting Nuggets winning is because we have happiness here with the 10 of Cups and with the Ace of Pentacles. We're home today, so I see it being a good, like, again, in this second half, I am sensing more Nuggets energy. I'm sensing more of that communication that is just flowing so much better for them. There could be a sense of like, oh shit, we might lose the game in the fourth quarter. But again, they like lock in again and they just kind of like, I don't know if I see this being a huge win, but one where it's like, okay, we'll know by the fourth quarter. Not like we'll know in the second quarter how we did in the previous game. Yeah, my cards have the Nuggets taking it. It's not going to be a good win. It is going to be a good win. It's not going to be a pretty win by any means. But let's just get a clarification from our moon deck. A time to give rather than a time to take. With a new moon energy. Yeah, I see a new type of mindset. Not necessarily seen in the second quarter. I think that we are going to see some good stuff in the first quarter. Second quarter is going to be very much like, what the hell? Again, this is for a Nuggets fan. OKC fans are going to be like, yeah, woohoo. But it's very much going to be like a roller coaster type of ride. However, the energy that they come out with after the second half is very new, and they ground on that energy, and they take it very seriously, and therefore get the win. With this new moon, it is in Virgo. Virgo is an earth sign. I'm getting a tough win from the Nuggets. I'm not just saying that for my bias. I'm getting Nuggets. Okay, but we have some very interesting games today, and I'm really excited to see some good basketball. Please, I don't want to see ass whoopings, especially if it's my own team, but I think in general, you know, like, playoffs are all about the intensity and the passion in both teams. So I honestly don't think that it's going to be the same thing as, you know, from the Nuggets end. I don't think it's going to be the same energy, and that's not just saying, you know, what my cards got the vibe for, but I don't think that they are going to come out the same way, especially since, you know, I think the Nuggets just like to get a little ass whipping here and there. You know, happened with the Clippers, happened here with Thunder. It's all right. They just want to keep the games and the series exciting. It's all right. Can't blame them. Those are our boys. And on that note, please let me know what you think of today's predictions. Did I say a certain situation? Maybe you thought of a different type of situation that could happen. Maybe a certain player that I said is going to go off, but you thought of somebody different. Let me know in the comments. Remember, these comments help me get different perspectives and help me become a better tarot reader. Thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe, and share my channel to anyone you think will like my channel. Gracias. Bye.